Hello. It's time to cozy up and relax. Tonight, we're away to a mysterious loch that sits in the shadow of a crumbling castle to hear all about a ginger McMoshling called Jessie. Somewhere in the world of Moshi, way beyond the Highlands, McHaggis Castle nestles on a string of misty islands. This crumbling castle's empty, but for one remaining laddie, a Moshi known as Jessie, the island's former caddie. See, once upon a time, there was a golf course on the isle, but tourists turned to mobile games, so golf went out of style. The island slowly emptied out, but Jessie chose to stay. He'd made this place his home and couldn't bear to walk away. But all of that was years ago, and Jessie's now the last McMoshling on the island. A reminder of its past. He loves his crumbling castle, with its grounds all overgrown. But most of all, he loves to swim around the loch alone. Meanwhile, on the Moshi mainland, myths have started brewing about an ancient Moshling and the strange things it's been doing. Apparently, this creature lurks beneath a murky loch, wailing like a banshee, wearing just one tartan sock. This sockless monster legend's growing bigger every day, and sightings have intensified. At least, that's what they say. Perhaps it's thanks to Jesse and his early evening dips, some of which were spotted by some passing moshy ships. See, Jesse does his twilight swimming wearing just one sock. The other one went missing when he snagged it on a rock. As he paddles through the mist, he tries to lift the gloom by blowing on his bagpipes to play a Highland tune. Tourists want to find out more, to seek the monstery truth. McHaggis Island's where they think they'll find conclusive proof. So off they sail to spot the beast in boats of every kind. But Jesse's loch is very big, which makes him hard to find. Even though the tourists can't see Jesse, he sees them. They point their cameras at the loch while camping in the glen. Worse than that, they're noisy, which means Jesse cannot sleep. All he hears is chattering as their cameras click and beep. Jesse tries to think of ways to make the tourists leave, but every time he has a swim, the more they all believe. If it's monsters that they really want, I'll give them cause to cower, thinks Jesse as he scampers towards the castle's tallest tower. Jesse grabs the golf clubs that he keeps under his bed, then pokes them in a rusty sieve and puts it on his head. He gathers lots of slimy moss and makes a scary wig, then puts on every kilt he owns to make himself look big. Next, he sneaks around the glen and picks a dozen thistles and shoves them in his bagpipes so they screech like ghostly whistles. He waits until it's dark, and then he slips into the loch and swims towards the shoreline where the sightseers usually flock. As twilight falls, the tourists hear a monsterific screech and spot a creature surfacing beyond the moonlit beach. Its head's festooned with slender spines, its massive body's bristly, and when it breathes, it makes an eerie noise that's shrill and whistly. When tourists see this beast, their shrieks become a chorus. They think they've seen a monster or an ancient Jabasaurus. They scurry back towards their boats and sail into the night to tell the Moshi world about this massive monstery sight. Stay away, the tourists say. That giant is a brute. They haven't got a clue that Jessie's actually small and cute. The locals ban all tourist boats from sailing to the Isle, which only serves to raise the monster's infamous profile. The legend of the sockless monster's bigger than before, but no one wants to find him. Now they know what lies in store. And as winter closes in, the island disappears beneath a shroud of mist and fog that never, ever clears. Meanwhile, on McHaggis Island, Jessie's all alone. The sound of heather rustling mingles with his bagpipes drone. The island is at peace again, and Jessie snuggles up while staring at the dew form on a lonely buttercup. He puts aside the bagpipes that made his monster roar, then spots a tourist's tartan sock abandoned on the shore. He's just about to put it on, but has a change of heart. I am the sockless monster, so I need to look the part. If moshlings think I'm monstrous, that's quite all right by me, thinks Jessie as he drifts away, alone but happily. He dreams of how he fooled those tourists with his daft disguise, and as a ripple rolls across the loch, he shuts his eyes. Good night.